Hey, Hazumiga here. So I'm here in my office. I'm editing the videos for the Supermoto, the Lightbee Supermoto Day at well, the Lightbee and the KLX Supermoto Day at Sim Raceway, and yeah, so I was editing the videos, and I wanted to. I didn't get a chance to to see how well I was doing at the track because I don't have a lap timer or anything. I do have a lap timer. It's on my phone, but it like doesn't work properly, so I couldn't get any lap time. So this video, I wanted to make this video to go over the lap times and to kind of analyze the two bikes, the Lightbee and the KLX. I had a lot of fun on both bikes, but honestly, I think the KLX is better track bike right now. At least the way I have it set up. So let's go over it. Okay, so there it is. I'm publishing the videos right now, so that's why I wanted to make this video. So here in my Evernote, I have all the lap times and stuff. So we're just gonna kind of go over them. I just posted the first lap times on my video, on my first video. So the way I got all these is I watched the video after I got back from the track, which is like when I started editing the videos, which is like a month later. It's literally a month after this video was shot. Okay, yeah. So the first lap is a warm up lap, and like at some place like Laguna Seca, we start from the start line. Here we don't. We just roll in from the pits and we go on to the track. So when you do that, you can't. You've already passed the start finish line, so I can't get a time for the warm-up lap. So that's why you don't see any warm-up laps here. So the first lap you see me riding in the video is not recorded. so this is actually kind of like the second lap already, but each one is labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is how I recorded the lap times. I watched the video after I got back from the track, and then when I start the finish line, I start the timer, and then when I get back to when I cross the finish line again, or when I cross the start line, I start the timer, and then when I cross the finish line, just call it a start finish line. I hit the lap button on it on my phone. I use the phone as a stopwatch, and then it recorded all the track times. That's how I got all these times. So I'd say they're accurate within like half a second or something. It could be off by a little bit, but they're all pretty close to what they should be. I even got some times that were like overlapping, like literally they were the same times for between laps. So one thing I'm gonna say about the Lightbee is it is a super consistent machine. It's not very fast, but it's very consistent, and you'll see that with the drag racing video that I'll be releasing after this one. It looks like our average times are about 1:15 and 1:14 for the Lightbee. In the second session, this is right after I crashed, so the time was like longer, but I got 1:15s, and then I pitted out right away, and then yeah, so. You can see that the first laps are like a lot longer. They're like 2 seconds longer because I was taking it easy. After I low sided the bike in the second session, and that was because of cold tires. I'll tell you that right now. That's a classic example of hopping on the track with cold tires, and and it just gives out on you. Yeah. So let me go talk about that too. Since I already kind of talked about a little bit. Yeah, so I hopped on the track after the track marshals scolded me for for going in I entered in the exit. I entered in the exit, but I went on the track the right time, the right way this time. So they didn't tell me. Usually they'll tell me like, hey, this is what we're doing at the track today, but they didn't. And I've been going to this track for like more than a year now. I've been here more than a handful of times, and they have never changed the track configuration. It's always been the same. It's always been clockwise. So that day it just happened to be counterclockwise, which is cool because because I'm better at riding counterclockwise than clockwise. And it was like riding a brand new track, so that's another cool thing. But yeah, I didn't know that. They didn't tell me. They never briefed me before I went on the track. You know, when I came to sign up and give them my money for the track, they didn't mention anything. I had to find out. I had to find out by getting red flagged and black flagged. So, yeah. So, and when you're looking out on the track, yeah, when you're looking out on the track, you can't tell what direction people are going. It all looks the same. The track is flat, you know, and yeah, it's hard to tell what direction people are going unless you're really watching someone, you know, go through the track. So that's my excuse for for going on the track backwards. I will, from now on, I will always ask them before I hop on. They should be. It's like my bad, but it's their bad too. They should be the one to brief you before you get on the track. Like, this is what we're gonna be doing today. You know, this is the track configuration. So it's kind of their fault also. So so yeah. And yeah, so I hopped on the track, first corner, and then I don't even think I got on it hard, and it went down. I've had a similar situation on my DR650 when I was riding in the rain in like, it was like Louisiana, I think, or something, and I don't know if I hit like a water like an oil slick or something, but I just felt the rear tire and I was just going straight too. I just felt the rear tire just slip out. The bike just slipped out right from under me. Same exact situation. It happened so fast, you can't do anything about it, unfortunately. The bike just comes down and down I go. So,
oh, shit.
my suit got torn. I found that suit is not very good. The built suit, it has a stretchy material on the kind of thigh and crotch area, and it ripped really easy. But I didn't get hurt at all. That's good. My underwear, like the underpants I was wearing, it didn't get ripped or anything. So it was a pretty low speed crash. It was only like 10 miles per hour. So that just makes me wonder, like, if I had been on like a faster bike and crashed at a faster speed, would I have been okay in that suit? so I'm trying to look for another suit right now. That one is okay, but you know, it could be better, type of thing, you know. And it's that, you know, it's your life that's on the line with that suit. But yeah, the suit kind of protected me, and I put my hand down. And I think my feet kind of drug on the ground, but I didn't get injured at all. The Knox Handroid gloves I have has sliders on the palm, so I slid with the bike. It did what it was supposed to do. So and I could see like a little bit of chunk of it got scraped off the sliders. So I was wondering if there's a way you can replace those. I think they would just have to like take it out and sew a new one on, you know. But the gloves are fine. They just got a little rashed up. No holes or anything. I think some of the stitching came off of one of the fingers a little bit, but it's still fine now. So and like I said, I'm okay. Nothing bad happened. I went down and I slid with the bike for a little while, and it was only like at like 10 miles per hour, so nothing bad. So that was that's some info about that crash. That's the first time I had gone down on that track too, and that's not the first time I've actually went down because of cold tires. Something happened to me on the ZR7, very similar. I pulled out of a parking lot. It was really cold that day, like 50 degrees or something, and I have racing compound tires on my ZR7, so it takes a long time to warm them up. They like to be hot, so I goosed it and it spun out, you know, and same dealing. So got to be careful when the first time you hop on the track. Just take it easy. It's not a race, you know. Unless it is a race, you know, but yeah, it's not a race. Take your time first. Let the bike warm up. Let the tires warm up. In Light V's case, let the tires warm up because the bike doesn't need to be warmed up. Yeah, so that's that. So let's go back to the lap times. So yeah, we were doing pretty consistent 115, 114s, and then like the warm up laps were like about 117. So it looked like the best time was a 113.96. I barely touched 113. That's pretty much 114 right there if you round up. So I barely kissed 113. So it was like average 114, 115, best 114. Here's the KLX right here. KLX, I had a lot of fun. That bike is set up better for the track. And I was getting times of 112 for the warm-up. That's already 5 seconds faster than the Light B's warm-up times. And I was pulling 1.6s to 1.8s, 108s. Yeah, even the second session, not even a single 108. So 10 average, I would say 1. Yeah, so sometimes there would be other people on the track, and it would kind of throw the lap times off. So that's why they kind of seem inconsistent sometimes. But it seems like 105 and 106 seems to be the average times for the KLX. So you got 114. It's like 10 seconds difference. 10 seconds between the Light B and the KLX. So if you guys are wondering. It's a big difference. The KLX is faster than the Light B, no doubt about it. And it's got gears. Like I said in the video, it takes practice learning how to operate that throttle compared to like a regular bike. Because of that regen zone, there's a dead zone that doesn't do anything, and you have to be really careful where you're twisting the throttle. So the fastest time for the KLX was 106.56 for the first session, and right here 105.88. That's the fastest time of the day right there. It was a second, there's a warm-up lap and then another warm-up lap, and then the second lap. The very first lap for session 2 was at 105.88. And the funny thing is, like, you're watching these videos, and then so what I should be doing is watch that lap over and over again and see, hey, what did I do right on this lap, and I kind of watched it, and it didn't look very fast. That's the funny thing, like the faster laps, they don't look fast. I think I went pretty much balls out the rest of the time, but that lap, it looked fast, but it didn't look that fast, so it just goes to show, just because it looks fast doesn't mean it's fast, it's a culmination of all the work you're doing on the track, how consistent you are. So it seems like the Light B is much more consistent. We could go much faster on that track with the Light B. I'm planning to maybe upgrade the controller on the Light B in the future, so we can get some more power out of it. If I get the ASI controller, we can probably hit 50 plus miles an hour. So I think that would be all right for the Light B if we can, if these new Michelin Pilot street tires are more grippy than the CST tires. Yeah, I really felt that those tires, they were no good. It literally took. I already did like a review on them, and I haven't posted it, I think. But I do not like those tires at all. They are garbage. If you're buying this Suron Supermoto kit, just ditch those right away. Go get some more. And another thing is that tires are really hard to find for the Supermoto wheels. They're like an odd size. They're a moped size, and mopeds aren't really that easy to find in the United States right now. They sold them back then, but not now. But anyway, you got to find tires for a moped, yeah, those tires are they're not good. Literally, it took where the KLX, I can start to feel the tires grip better after like maybe 3 laps. The Light B, you'd have to do like 5 laps, and I would feel uncomfortable. Okay, let's go start pushing it some more. That's what I noticed. So, and that's what I learned after like falling down one time. I was like, yeah, you gotta really take it easy until like a 3rd or 4th lap, and then yeah, we can start pushing it harder and harder. But yeah, it took a long time to warm those tires up. So I'm gonna go I'm planning to go back to the track this week, and we will go test these new tires out. Hazel loves setting bikes up and testing stuff out, and so I'm really getting a kick out of working on the Light B, even though it's costing me a lot of time and money to do it. It's a hobby of Merlin's. He likes to modify shit, so you can't leave anything stock for long. As it stands, I think the Light B could use some more power. If it had a little bit more power, it would be okay. But then, yeah, then the brakes would start overheating and stuff. But you got that regen, so the regen helps a lot. I think if I was to get ASI controller for the Light B, I think it'll have stronger regen. I'm not sure. I've actually come to like the regen on the Light B. It actually does work, you know. In proportion to like the impulse. The impulse has a lot of regen, but you gotta understand that's like a much heavier bike. It's harder to slow that bike down, so it needs more powerful regen. The Light B doesn't really need it, but it would be nice if there was a little more, if you could adjust it. And I think you can do that with the ASI controller. Yeah, so I'm kind of excited for that, but I really don't have the money for it, so I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. So it's about like $700 for the ASI controller, and the good thing is I can sell my X controller for get maybe like half of my money back. So that would be good, but I would have to buy the ASI controller first anyway. So if anybody wants to send any donations to Hayes Omega so we can get ASI controller and hopefully make his if he can make his Light B faster, so we can race and beat people on the Light B, then yeah. But as it stands, as you know, stock the X controller powered Light B, I don't think it'll be very competitive for racing like mini bike classes. You know, I'm gonna try to race some enduro races or a hair scramble. I'm gonna try, but I don't think we can do it with like one battery. We would need 2 batteries for that. I think once you get to like 50%, you should like pit in and pop another battery in, because the bike its performance just drops a lot after 50%. So, and I think it would take like a whole battery for one like hair scramble. So, and you're running it really hard, you know. Yeah, I could just remember doing hair scramble in the KLX, and we're just on it all the time. So I don't know how it'll be able to handle that kind of abuse. Only one way to find out, right? Try it. So it should be fun. It should be fun, and people won't even hear you coming. So like if you're gonna expect people to let you pass, they're not. But when I race the little kids in the mini bike class, so they don't let you pass. They will just keep on going. You gotta they're gonna make you earn that pass. Is what you got to do. So you got to be a little rough with them, unfortunately. So that's those are my thoughts on the Light B. The KLX, I had a lot of fun. I think that bike needs more power too, if we're going to be competitive racing supermotos. It's not fast enough. I rode it against little kids during the Supermoto race, and well, I rode it in the mini bike class, and we were getting our ass handed to us. So, yeah, we were like the last. We were the last all the time. It's just, I guess, A's only done like one Supermoto race, so we just need to do more and more. It's a different experience riding on a track with people. Like they just say go, and then and then you have to like, and my bike doesn't have as much power as everybody else's, so it makes it more difficult. The rider could be better, but the machine could be better too. So I mean, the other bikes are just way faster. Not way faster, but like, yeah, they'll pull away from me on the straight. So. And they handle just as good as the things. Also, they're probably lighter. Also, I know Hazelmig is making up excuses, but that's what I've noticed. So yeah. So those are the times. I will post the time. The times will be posted at the end of, or not the end of the video, but they'll be on the description of the videos if you guys want to take a look at them. And they are. I actually edited them into the videos, so you can see what time I get. Pretty cool though. I really enjoyed riding both bikes. It was a treat riding both of the bikes, and I can't wait to go do it again this week. The Light B is very, very consistent bike. I'll tell you that. Even in the drag racing, it was consistent, which is good. But what that tells me is that we've already maxed the bike out. We can't really ride it any harder. We can't really ride it any faster because there's just not enough power. But hopefully, with the better track tire, with the better tires for the track, we might be able to get our times down. So hopefully we can beat this. We can get consistent 113 hopefully, instead of this consistent 14 and 15. So we can go into the 13. So yeah. We'll make another one of these videos for the next track day, and we'll see how it's doing. But that's good. That's a good baseline right there. 14, 15s, and then KLX did what 5, 6, 7s, 105, 106, 107s, 105 being the best, 105.88. They got a 106 right here. That's pretty close to 105. Yeah. So the thing about the KLX is the performance isn't as consistent. It's internal combustion motor, and it may get slower or faster as the day goes along. It may get colder and you get more power, and it may get warmer, you'll have less power, type of thing. It's carbureted too, which makes it even worse. Yeah, so the consistent the performance changes with the conditions more with the internal combustion motor. I'll tell you that now. What I found is that the electric bikes, they have better performance when it's hotter. Yeah, so I just rode my Impulse and did some mountain riding and stuff. You might see those videos on my channel soon. I did it to get the telemetry so we could test it with the Verb software. But I noticed that at 100 degrees, I rode 100 degrees Fahrenheit, like those mountain passes, and I was pushing the bike hard, and it didn't care. It actually felt like it rode better when it was hot. So I think there's a ideal temperature that the batteries and the motor like to run in, and I think 100 degrees it runs better. It likes running at 100 degrees. I heard that at least for a Toyota Prius battery, it likes to be at the same temperature as a human being. So you want to keep it around 70 to like 80 degrees or something. But it was 100 degrees that day, and the bike was running like great. I didn't feel any performance drop off at all. It ran even better, than I normally see it, So, and I don't like riding in 100 degree weather. Human being doesn't like that. So yeah, I found that riding in like hot weather, like 100 degree weather, the electric bike don't care, dude. In fact, yeah, probably in like cooler weather, maybe like 60s or 50s, it would probably be slower because the batteries are colder. The electrons flow better when it's warm. So it's just like when you try to start your battery when you try to start your car when it's cold, it won't crank because they call it cold cranking amps, right? Because you don't get as much power when it's cold. It's better when it's warmer. You get more power when it's warmer, and that's what I'm finding with the Light B. That's its one, but it's not as noticeable as an internal combustion motor. You won't notice suddenly like, oh, we got more power, the wind blew or something, type of thing. You won't notice that on the Light B. It'll be this performance is more consistent than internal combustion motor. Is what I found out. So yeah, interesting stuff. So we'll go back to the track this week, but hope you guys enjoyed the videos. I know if you're watching this video, you probably watched all the other track session videos, or at least one of them, and so that's what I learned from that track day. Those are the times we're getting. That's how the bikes are doing. That's the comparison between the two bikes. But we'll go back and then we'll see if we can get the Light B times down a little bit. Hopefully they have the same track configuration also. I don't know, they might have changed it again, but that's okay. I know, I hope they keep it the same, because then the the times I got, we can use that as a benchmark, you know, to see how well we're doing. Hades Meg is being very scientific about this. All right, but yeah, 10 seconds, 10-second difference between the KLX and the Suron Light B. That's a big difference, man. If I was to put somebody on the KLX and I was to ride the Light B, or the other way around, there's no way I think that Light B could catch up to the KLX. Eventually it would. Let's see, 10 seconds, yeah. Yeah, after like 4 or 5 laps, we get lapped. I did notice that. I got lapped more on the Light B than I did on the KLX. KLX, they weren't catching up to me as much. So, and there were big bikes out there. I think they were like bigger than 500cc. So those things just haul. Yeah. I wish I had that kind of power. But I have fun. I have fun just like bombing around the track on a lighter bike. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Actually, that's another thing about the two bikes. The Light B is so much lighter than the KLX. It is so strange riding the Light B around the track because it's so light. Doesn't make a lot of noise. The bike feels kind of fragile. Like it kind of fragile, and it kind of slides all over the place because of those crappy tires. And I'm hoping we can get some better tires, and we can just, you know, pitch it in the corners more. And I did notice that the Light B's it doesn't have very good lean angle. The Light B, because it's low. It's pretty low with the Supermoto setup, and I got the foot peg sliders, and they stick out from the foot pegs. So one thing I thought about getting, we can't do it now, but Suron UK sells these aftermarket foot pegs that are they're spikier, so that's good because that way you can press down on the foot peg better. You'll notice the funny thing about foot pegs are it's not something you really notice when you're riding, but if you change them to a more grippier foot peg, you'll notice a big difference. It's easier to ride the bike. You can use your legs to press down on the foot pegs more, and the bike will turn more. That's what I've learned. But yeah, the foot peg has a plastic little shoe on it that you can screw on, and that's your foot peg slider. It's not this big old puck that he's. Another thing Hades Mega could do is I can cut the puck in half and then flip it around and then put it on the foot peg, and then maybe shorten the little U-bolt. That could work too. I'm not getting a lot of lean angle because of that, but if we ride leg out with our leg out instead of our knee out like a road racer, I think it's okay. You won't even know. You'll hear it scrape, but you won't even notice. You won't even notice you're scraping because the foot peg is hitting the ground. Well, maybe you will if the foot peg swivels up, so when you're hitting the ground, it's swiveling up. So it's gonna get us to a certain point where it hits the limit where it won't swivel up anymore, and then it'll just be like dunk, it'll bottom out kind of type of thing while you're scraping. So that'll be kind of scary. But yeah, you'll be really scraping the foot pegs then. Here's big out.